Is the world running out of chocolate? Did you know that the top performing commodity last year in 2018 was not gold, it wasn't silver, platinum, anything. It was cocoa. And that's because the world is possibly running out of chocolate. So I've come here, we're at Utah State University. There is a chocolate factory on campus, and we are meeting up with some friends, and we're gonna talk to them and go through this chocolate factory and look at the economics of chocolate and the impending chocolate shortage. All right, here we are at the chocolate factory, and here are our friends, Riley and Tessie. They are vloggers. They're the Cox Clan, right? That's the name of your channel.
Yep.
And they've met up with me. You guys came here to Utah State for a bit?
Yeah, we were here for a year going to school, so. Yep.
That's really exciting.
Yep.
They've got some awesome videos. They recently built a tent bed, a truck bed tent.
Yes.
And the first time out wasn't that great.
Wasn't that great, no. There's some improvements.
I'm sorry, Tessie, I keep like drifting over. I need to keep you in there. There we go. Yeah, pretend like you're married or something.
There we go.
So let's go ahead and get inside. I'm gonna talk about the economics of chocolate. They are gonna talk about the actual tour.
Yeah,
so
just showing you
I'll
how it's made.
link to that video right up here, and then it'll also be linked at the very end.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
Check it out.
So we just got done with the tour, had some really delicious food.
Yeah.
If you want to see details on that, go over to the Cox Clan channel.
out.
Because it was a fun tour. We learned
It
a
was
ton.
very fun. I'm excited to see what they have in the future. Just because everything is so new, they only have a couple of things, but she said they're just going to keep going.
Yeah.
So it'll be cool.
It was delicious. If you're up here, definitely come check it out. It is the best. I don't know if it's the best chocolate factory I've been to, because I've been to Gradelli's.
Okay.
But one of the coolest parts of this chocolate factory is where it's located. Do you guys know where this is located?
I have no idea.
Okay. We're on USU campus, which they did know that.
Yeah.
But the street name, do you guys know what the street name is?
Chocolate Factory Street.
It is not Chocolate Factory Street.
I forget. No, I have no idea.
Aggie Boulevard. Aggie.
Not Aggie Boulevard. Good job.
There you go.
My daughter's over there.
What is it?
It is Lars Hansen Drive. Who is Lars Hansen?
I have no idea.
He has a Nobel Prize in economics.
Oh, really?
So he came to Utah State many years ago,
Wow.
and then just a few years ago, I think it was 2013, got a Nobel Prize in economics.
Okay.
So this chocolate factory is probably the only chocolate factory on a street named after a Nobel laureate economist.
Awesome.
So
Yeah, I had no idea.
mean, you have to come check it out because of that, right?
No idea. Yep. That's awesome.
So we started off talking about how we're running out of chocolate. Have you guys heard about this?
I have not.
I know.
Some people call it the chocapocalypse.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yes,
sounds
we're running
sketchy.
out of chocolate. I brought it up to the people inside, and they had not heard of the chocapocalypse.
I hadn't
so
either,
apparently
so.
it's not that big. Chocolate is running out of the world. The top two places that produce chocolate are the Ivory Coast and Ghana.
Okay.
Can you guess where the third place is?
Mexico.
Not Mexico.
Brazil.
Ecuador. Is it somewhere
Nah.
south of the border?
Well, let's see. Go ahead and comment below if you think you know
yeah.
where the third biggest producer of chocolate is. Which country?
Is it Germany?
No. You would think, yeah. Well, no. German chocolate is actually not from Germany.
Oh.
If you didn't know, that's a whole
Wow,
different.
that's a whole-
that's
yeah.
a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Guy's name was German.
Okay.
Anyway, so one of the problems is that there have been concerns about whether Ivory Coast and Ghana can actually keep producing chocolate. Their trees are getting old.
Wow.
They've had some weather problems. They get these dry winds that come through and damage their harvests, and so it caused these really big scares about whether we're going to have enough chocolate.
I need my chocolate.
And so that's when we think about economics, we think about supply and demand.
Right.
So that's a concern about supply. Demand, India and China are getting richer, and so they're buying more chocolate. Like Trump's probably going to put a tariff on like
chocolates.
Chinese chocolate design. I don't know, because like
Why not?
they're stealing our chocolate now, right? Like we
Yeah.
got to go after them, I guess.
Yeah.
my chocolate.
So you have this combination where demand is going up and supply might be going down. And so
not good.
that's one of the interesting things about this is when you think about supply and demand, a lot of times you think about how like today supply has gone down and that's driving up prices. But this isn't like supply hasn't gone down yet. People are worried about
That it will.
go down,
Huh.
and so they're buying more today to make sure that they can have chocolate.
Wow.
It's kind of like when a hurricane's about to come.
Seriously.
And
your
you
food
like
storage.
You're right,
and
you're right.
stuff?
You
Yeah.
have food storage. You go clean out the stores. Like same thing with this. Is they're worried about it.
So we went to Hawaii for
For
our
honeymoon.
honeymoon when we got married, and because of the market of chocolate, they are actually starting to grow cacao on the pineapple
On the
plantation.
Dole pineapple.
Yeah,
On
so
the-
they have a set place just to start to grow this cacao, and it's supposed to be really good. That's what they said apparently. We
Yeah.
didn't try it.
But
But
I love it. You're
Yeah.
seeing economics on your honeymoon,
Yeah.
right? Because prices are going up, and people are like,
Yeah.
I gotta take those prices.
Yeah,
That's
so-
awesome.
so- wow.
And we just learned about like these crazy processes
Yeah.
on how long it
How
takes
long
to
it
make
takes,
chocolate.
seriously.
Forever.
So Sarah was just teaching me a little bit about the economics of going from bean to bar. So can you explain that process?
So once we get the beans for the very first time, we have to take them through the process. We take them a lot in smaller batches. We don't do a full batch because we are trying to get the right roast and we're trying to get the right tempering process and the right proportions of cocoa bean to the sugar. And that's to make the best bar that we can.
And is that like you have to do that every time you get beans, or like once you get the Maya Mountain, you're good?
So once we get a harvest, so all the beans
Harvest.
harvested in 2017, we'll do the experimentation for that harvest. And once we get the right amount, then we can use the same process for the whole harvest of 2017 that we get.
Okay.
Once we get a new harvest for 2018, then we need to start it again.
Again, so how long does that take? Did you say?
It can take a couple months. It all depends. So
Wow.
it won't be too different once we get a new harvest. We'll kind of start with what we were doing before and tweak it as need be. We're working on a milk chocolate bar right now, and that has been like a 4-month long process
Wow.
of experimenting and trying to get proportions right.
So this is this really big fixed cost at the beginning to like finally get that first bar. It takes a long time
Yes.
to get that first bar, but then once you have that, you can pretty much use the same process
Yeah.
for everyone. Wow.
And then it becomes a lot faster, and we're able to make more money
Yeah.
with that.
But you're going a long time before you make that first dollar off
Yes.
that first bar. Wow, that's crazy. I didn't know that. You have to change it every harvest. Wow.
Yeah. At least we'll have 1 year on the last harvest
Exactly.
to buy all the chocolate.
They'll skyrocket prices. though.
But thank goodness it just turned out that this year's harvest is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
we are going to have another year of chocolates. It was
That's
able to
good.
keep the
We're
prices down, but this is one of the big concerns going
That's
into the future.
crazy. I did not know that.
There's a lot of companies doing research on how to increase productivity in Ghana and Ivory Coast, make sure they can produce more chocolate. Lots of really interesting chocolate research going on. So buy all your chocolate. Make sure you have like a
Seriously,
food supply of
stock
chocolate.
up before it's gone.
Do you see how there are two different types of chocolate bars here? Why is there more of one than the other? This is an economic riddle. I want you to post your response in the comments below. Is it supply or demand? There is a hint in the Cox Clan video. But who knew that you could actually learn so much economics just through
Seriously.
chocolate?
I had no idea. That is
So-
crazy.
I'll go ahead and link to some of the articles I read about the chocapocalypse in the description below, so that way you can see some of the things I was reading up on. And definitely go check out this video on the tour.
Yeah.
Cox
We're gonna make
Clan.
sure and go and stock up on chocolate.
Yeah.
Before,
I need my frozen hot chocolate.
That was really good.
was
Like
good.
the frozen hot chocolate is amazing.
That was good.
10 out of 10.
So what is the third country?
Oh,